Yours, it's Luke Ron's again, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing the Candyman movie review, so let's get started. Skeptical graduate student Helen Lyle befriends Anne-Marie McCoy while researching superstitions in a housing project on Chicago's near north side. From Anne-Marie, Helen learns about the Candyman, a knife-wielding figure of urban legend that some of her neighbors believe to be responsible for a recent murder. After a mysterious man matching the Candyman's description begins stalking her, Helen comes to fear that the legend may be all too real. So before we get started with this movie review, the director of this movie is Bernard Rose. He directed movies like Paper House back in 1988, Frankenstein back in 2015, and Mr. Nice in 2010. Okay guys, so I saw this movie last night, and I gotta say, this movie was such an entertaining horror classic movie to watch. Now, this is my first time, seeing Candyman, because I haven't seen Candyman ever before, and I know Candyman's supposed to be coming out in 2020 sometime this summer, so I just wanted to see what all the fuss was about. And I gotta say, this movie was such a great horror classic to watch. It's got all of these aspects to it. It's tense, it's interesting, it grabs your interest, and it's kind of extremely scary. Not as scary as you would expect, but scary enough to get you, your heart beating fast. Okay guys, so this movie starts off pretty simple. These two reporters, Helen Lyle and Bernadette, they're best friends, and they've had reports and stories about this urban legend about Candyman. Now, these two reporters think, this is stupid. Well, actually, Bernadette, the best friend, she thinks, this is way too much to do. This is too scary. We shouldn't be doing this. And Helen Lyle is, she's brave and she wants to do this story so bad. So Bernadette befriends Helen Lyle, and Helen Lyle is basically on her own, so she does all this research on Candyman. She goes to this specific area that the urban legend started, and she gets a lot of information from all these people. Helen Lyle doesn't really believe in this urban legend Candyman. And what makes this movie so good is, her not believing in this, urban legend. And then, as the movie goes on, he becomes real and shit goes down. And yeah, this movie does have a lot of comparison to the movie Invisible Man. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys should watch it right now. But there are some scenes in this movie that have some comparisons of the Invisible Man. For instance, if you've seen the Invisible Man made it look like Cecilia did stuff she didn't do, like murder her sister or do other stuff. That's what the Candyman is basically doing to Helen Lyle, because Helen Lyle, the reporter, does not believe in the Candyman, and the Candyman wants Helen Lyle to believe in him so he can become real again and he can start his urban legend stuff again. And that's what I really love about this movie, and that's what makes this movie dark, tense, and very entertaining to watch, is all of this stuff happening. As this movie goes on, this movie starts to get darker and darker and darker and very, very tense. As this movie goes on, we get to see Candyman's supernatural abilities. Well, that's what I call it, supernatural ability, because he can kind of make you kind of hallucinate, and then make you pass out, and then make you think you did something that you didn't do, like murder someone, or as this movie goes on, we start to learn more and more about Candyman's origin story, urban legend. The cast in this movie has a really good cast. We got Tony Todd. He plays actually as the Candyman. Virginia Madsen as Helen Lyle. Bernard Rose, he's the director of this movie, and he did outstanding job with this movie. Cassie Lemons as Bernadette. Vanessa Williams as Anne-Marie. And yeah, I really recommend you watch this movie if you're a huge horror fan or you're a fan of urban legends like Candyman, for instance. I really recommend you see this movie. This movie was made in 1992. I've never seen it before, and I just wanted to know what the fuss was about. But it's entertaining, it's tense, and it really gets your blood flow going. It's very dark, and it has a really big twist at the end of the movie. If you're a fan of big twist, I would watch this movie. Okay, guys, so I'm going to rate this movie. I'm going to give it 4 stars. It's entertaining. It's tense. It's got a good cast, and it's really, really scary. Alright, guys, well, if you guys are wondering how to watch this movie, it is on Netflix right now, so you can stream it right now. So, yeah. Alright, guys, well, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.